Hey guys, this is Panna. Welcome to my channel, A Yogi's Diary. Today's diary entry is a gentle stretch for beginners. About 60 to 70% of the videos that I upload are specially for beginners. So if you're a beginner, remember to subscribe to the channel, click that little notification bell so you'll get notified each time I upload a video that's specially meant for you. Let's begin today's session by lying down on our backs. So just lie down on your back. Keep the knees bent, and maybe you can allow both the knees to come inward towards each other. You can keep your hands down facing the mat. And just take a couple of deep breaths over here. Just tuning into the breath. Try and let go of all your thoughts of the day and try and connect with the sound of the breath. Alright, and then slowly bend both the knees in towards your chest and hug the knees in as you lie with a flat back. So keeping the back flat, just feel that gentle stretch in the lower back as you hug the knees in. Remember to breathe. So remember to breathe in every position today, focusing on the breath. I'll keep reminding you. So we're not going to be doing too many repetitions today, but of any asana. We're just going to try and hold the positions just to go deeper into a stretch. So every time you breathe deeply, holding a stretch, holding a position, your body will just open up very slowly, the muscles will relax, the joints will relax, your connective tissues will relax, and that's what helps us to become more flexible in our positions. Alright, so now if you're ready, we can just hold on to the legs over here, and imagine you've got this one big piece of chalk over here and you're making circles with your legs. So begin making 3 circles in each direction. Pressing every part of your back, your lower back into the mat. And then reverse. 2 and 3. Alright. Alright. Allow your arms to come down on the floor into a T, the letter T. And bring your legs into a tabletop position like this. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm just going to gently drop both the legs to one side. So knee on top of knee, foot on top of foot, and arms over here. So I'm just twisting my entire back and my hips. And if you want to add a little more of a twist to the neck, you can always turn your head to the right side, bringing your right ear to the mat and holding this position. Now some of you might not be able to get this knee exactly over the knee, so let's say you're here, that's fine as well. You can just hold this position. So as low as you can take the legs. And then as you hold the position, with every exhalation, see if you can just allow the legs to come further down towards the mat. So you're probably feeling a nice stretch all along your hips. Some of you might even be feeling it in the lower back or your waist. So wherever you feel that stretch, think of breathing into that stretch and telling your body to relax. If you only think of when this position is going to finish and when you can get out of this position, you're not going to be able to completely relax and you're not going to get that flexible. So just close your eyes and breathe. And then slowly bring your knees back to the center, legs on the tabletop. And then drop the legs to the opposite side, the right side. And if you want to go a little deeper, you can twist and turn the head to the left, looking at your left hand. Or you can just keep the head straight, looking up towards the ceiling. A couple of deep breaths over here. So as I said at the beginning of the session, try and hear the sound of your breath. Keeping both shoulders firmly into the mat. Taking deep abdominal breaths. And then slowly bring the knees back to the center and bring your feet down to the mat. Alright, so now we're going to do the bridge, or we're going to be lifting our hips up. So place your palms down onto the mat. You can spread out your fingers, open your feet up, toes slightly out, heels slightly in. And take a deep breath as you inhale, lift the hips all the way up and hold this position. So what I like to do is I like to tuck my shoulders under my back a little. So I have more support from my upper back and my shoulders. Press my hands down, elbows are connected to the mat, and really lift those hips as high up as I can. So what I'm showing you is probably close to optimum or the actual way it should be done. But if you're even halfway there or not reaching exactly what I'm showing you, that's fine. It's only going to come with practice, so don't be hard on yourself. So keep lifting and remember to breathe. Keep your shoulders nice and broad, open chest, lifting the chest up. Pressing your feet down, connecting with the sound of the breath. And then exhale, slowly roll your back down, one vertebrae at a time, upper back, then the middle back, then the lower back, and then allow your hips to come down. Alright, moving on, we're going to go into our next position, the happy baby pose, or Ananda Balasana as it's called. So you're going to bend this right knee in this way. You're going to take your arm on the inside and hold the sole of your foot with your hand. So there are two motions that we have to do to get deeper into this position. The first is to allow the knee to come down towards the mat. So I'll show it on the left leg. So allow your left knee to come further down towards the mat or the floor. The second, try and keep your knee at a 90-degree angle. So most probably you'll be here. The way to get this to 90 degrees is to gently move your foot back. The further back, the more the knee opens up. So two motions, move the foot back, move the knee down. Alright, so let's do a single leg first. So bring this knee as low as you can. Breathe into that stretch that you're feeling in your hamstring. That is your back of your thigh. Hold it there. Deep breaths. Also notice that the right buttock is not too lifted, but you're grounding it. Your hips are square. And breathe. And then release this foot. Let's do the right leg. So take your right leg back. Hold the sole of the foot with your right hand. Bring that knee down and move the foot back. So as far as you can do it comfortably, as far as your body allows you to do. All of us are at a different point in our yoga journey, in our practice. So respect that, respect your body, and do what comes comfortably and naturally to you. Remember to breathe. And then release. Now I'm going to do both. So take both the legs back, take your arms from the inside, grab a hold of the soles of the feet, and then open those legs up. Relax your shoulders and bring the knees down towards the mat. Move the feet back to the wall behind you. Feel that stretch, a gentle stretch. Breathe into it. This is a great hip opener, and it can be done by anyone. So even beginners, even intermediate practitioners, advanced practitioners, this is great for everybody. And then slowly release, bringing your feet down. Alright, gently turn over to one side, just lie there for a couple of moments. And then taking your time, slowly sit up and come onto your hands and your knees. So we're going to come into a tabletop position like this. So come onto your hands and your knees. Just check that your wrist is directly under your shoulders, knees are under your hip joint, toes are pointing away. So let's just do a few cat and cow stretches. So as you round the back, breathe out, lifting your spine up. As you inhale, draw your chest forward ahead of your shoulders. And again, exhale, round the back, curl your tailbone under, drop that head down. Inhale, arch the back,
Point your sit bones or the bones in the buttock up to the ceiling. And last time, exhale,
draw your abdomen in, lift the middle and upper back towards the ceiling. Inhale, arch the back.
And if the neck allows, look up towards the ceiling. Alright.
Now from this position, you're going to bend your left knee and lift it up. So again, knee ideally is at a 90-degree angle. And take your right arm from the outside and hold the foot. So the top part of your foot, exactly where we tie our laces, that portion of the foot, pushes into my right hand. Now for some, this could be a balancing position as well, because you could be losing your balance. So try and focus on a point in front of you or on the mat. Keep your left elbow soft so you're not hyperextending it. Keep lifting that left knee as high as your body allows you to. And push your left foot into your right hand. Stay there. This is a lovely stretch for your quads or the muscles at the front of your thigh. Also a hip opener. Breathe. And then slowly bring that foot and hand down. Alright, so now we're going to take a big step with my left foot and bring it forward. So take the left foot, bring it all the way forward. And then we're going to go in for a low lunge. Take your right knee as far back as you can. So just watch this. So if I'm, let's say, here, start walking the knee back. Take tiny steps and go as far back as you can. And what I want you to visualize or imagine doing is that you're bringing your right thigh really down and close into the mat. So you want to reduce this gap over here. Front knee is at a 90-degree angle. Lift your chest, roll your shoulders back, and let the hips sink down towards the mat. Looking up, breathing. Again, this is a very nice stretch for our hip flexors or the iliopsoas muscle, which is in the front of the thigh. I'll just show it to you once I'm done with the stretch. So breathe into that, and that gets really tight because we sit so much that we never really stretch those muscles out. So this pose is really good for that. Breathe. Alright, and then move the left foot out, maybe onto the floor if you can. Really open it out. And then turn the foot. So right now I can see the sole of my foot completely. So if you're flexible enough to do this, go ahead and do it. You'll feel it already a stretch over here. If not, you can always stay with your foot flat. And then take your left hand, push it into your inner thigh of your left leg. The right hand fingers are wide open, placed here. And push this thigh away, making space for your chest, trying to straighten this arm as much as you can. And look up. Breathe. Again, a great hip opener. So remember, whenever you say hip openers, they target pretty much all parts of your hips, which could be the outside, the inside, the groin. So any of these stretches feel great and are much needed by the body. So hold this and breathe. And then slowly straighten that foot, walk it back to the center, hand comes down, and then take this leg back. Let's do the opposite side. So we're going to bend the right knee and lift it up. Take the left hand from the outside and hold the foot and lift it up. Now, for those of you who find this very difficult to take the arm back and hold it, totally fine. You can just lift this leg up, keep it there, and lift it as high as you can. That also is pretty good a stretch for the hip joint as well as the quads. So hold it there, lift that knee up, push your foot into your hand, pushing the hand away, hold it there. Soft right elbow, breathe. And balance. And then slowly bring your hand and your knee down. Now we're going to bring the right foot forward. So take a big step, bring your right foot forward. Now for many of us, we find it difficult to bring the foot all the way forward in one quick step. So if your foot just comes up to here, that's fine. You can walk it forward like that all the way, or you can hold the ankle, lift the foot and bring it forward. And then move your left knee back as far back as you can, maintaining the 90 degree of the front knee.
You can stay on your fingertips or flat hands. Lift your chest, drop your head back and breathe. Deep breaths. Allowing my left thigh to come down towards the mat. Allowing the hips to sink down into the mat. Take deep breaths. If some of you are just about here, it's absolutely fine. This is great. You will get to this point just with practice. Once your body starts opening up, starts responding, the muscles start working and they get stretched the right way. So don't push yourself too hard. You can always injure yourself, so please be very careful while practicing. Remember to breathe. Alright, and then walk the right foot out onto the floor. Spread out your fingers for your left hand. Use your right hand, place it on the inner thigh of your right leg. Turn the right foot so you can see the sole of your foot and push that leg away. Breathe. Soft elbow. Keep pushing. You'll feel your hip joint opening up, the muscles around it stretching. And then straighten the foot and walk it back to the center of the mat. Taking this leg back now, and you're going to move back and just relax back in a child's pose, but keeping your knees open. So open your knees as wide as the mat, and then go down for the child's pose, reaching your arms forward and relaxing either with your chin on the mat or your forehead on the mat. And breathe. Allow the hips to sink down towards the feet, towards the heels. Relax the shoulders. Deep breaths. Alright, and then slowly come back onto your hands and knees, and this time walk your hands forward as you completely lie down on your abdomen. And we're going to prepare for a baby cobra. So bring your hands under your shoulders. Keep your feet together ideally, but if you have a weak lower back or it's very sore or too tight, you can always keep your feet open as wide as your hips. Elbows close to the body. Take a deep breath in, and as you inhale, lift your head and your chest up. Now I'm calling this a baby cobra because you're not going all the way up. So if I asked you to lift your hands up right now, you should be able to do so without moving the body. So fingers spread out, connected to the mat but no weight. Looking up and breathing. Notice how the back muscles get activated to do the work. Shoulders are soft and relaxed. Breathe. Notice how the body moves with the breath. And exhale, slowly come down. Alright. For the next position, open your knees as wide as the mat. So the knees are right at the edge of the mat. Bend the knees. Take your arms back and hold your ankles. Right. Now, so I'm holding my ankles over here. My head is down. This is just a kind of a preparation for Dhanurasana or the bow pose, but I'm not doing the whole bow pose today. All I'm doing is I'm going to be lifting just half of my body. So first I'm going to lift my thighs off the mat. So keeping the head on the mat, keeping the chest on the mat, take a deep breath and inhale, lift both your thighs up. So feet go up, thighs are off the mat and stay there. Breathe. The higher the better, you feel that stretch in your glutes, in your buttocks, maybe even your lower back, and definitely in your shoulders and your arms. And exhale, bring the knees down. Now this time I'm going to be lifting my upper body. So I'm going to be lifting my head and my chest off the mat. Keep holding the feet. And remember to keep your thighs on the mat. So take a deep breath and inhale, lift your head and your chest up. Thighs remain on the mat, holding the ankles. Lift up as high as you can to stretch the back muscles. And exhale, coming down. Now join your knees, bring them together, bring your feet together, and see if you can hold your feet on the top part. Again, where the shoelaces, we tie our shoelaces. And then pull the heels in towards the buttocks. So really nice stretch for your quadriceps. And then release. Place your hands under your shoulders, push yourself up, and relax back into child's pose. This time, knees together, hands go around, behind, next to the feet, forehead on the mat. Let's take a couple of breaths over here. And then slowly sitting up. Alright, so now we're going to be doing a forward bend, but again more of a stretch for our legs. So we're going to open our legs as wide as one can. So for me, I'm going to stop here. For some of you, you might be here. For some of you who are really flexible, you might be super wide, so wherever you're comfortable. Make sure to flex your feet and then lift your arms up, just to give yourself a nice stretch, to get out of the hips, but really lift up, elongate your spine. And then place your hands down. Now, place your hands over here and start sliding them along your legs as you start going forward. So as you go forward, move the chest in front. You don't have to round the back for this one. And think of pushing the buttocks back, or think of arching your lower back. So chest comes forward. See if you can hold on to your ankles or your toes, maybe with your first two fingers. Hold the two big toes. If you cannot, then hold whichever part of your leg you're comfortable. Maybe here or your calves, wherever. And then just stay there. And as you hold this position, breathe into your stretch, which you'll probably feel on your inner thighs over here. Try and breathe into that stretch. With every exhalation, allow the body, the upper body, to come a little closer down towards the mat. I'm just going to shift to show you a side view of what the back should look like for this position. So it's very flat out, not rounded, and drawing my chest as forward as I can. Remember to keep flexing your feet, which means pointing the toes towards your body, pushing your heels away. Stay there. And then maybe, if you're comfortable, bring your hands onto the mat and walk them forward as you can. And that's when you allow your head to come down. Relax your shoulders, no struggling. Breathe into your inner thighs. Breathe into that stretch in your hamstrings. And then slowly walk your hands back. Alright, so we're going to be ending our practice for today with the last pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. So you're going to lie down and bring the soles of the feet together. Place your hands gently at the inner thighs over here and allow a little bit of a pressure to lower the knees down towards the mat. Elbows are slightly bent. Take a few deep breaths. Relax your shoulders, even though you're using pressure from your hands. Deep abdominal breaths, where you inhale to lift the abdomen up, and you exhale to allow the abdomen to come down. And then slowly bring your knees together. Just stay here for a couple of moments. Maybe you can bring your knees together, feet apart. Alright, gently turn over to one side and slowly sit up. Cross your legs. We're going to end today's session by chanting Om. So place your hands on your knees. Back straight. Take a deep breath in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Om Namah Shivaya. You can slowly open your eyes. Thank you for practicing with me today. Hope you enjoyed this session. I would love to hear your feedback. Do feel free to like, share and comment on this video. Until next time, until my next video, stay happy, stay healthy and keep practicing.